Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news about allowing chickens in the city of Ridgecrest, Ridgecrest Police Department, the City Organization Committee, and today's KZGN Talking Points editorial.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Wicknick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. The Ridgecrest Planning Commission had an interesting item on their Tuesday agenda. It has been proposed that the city's municipal code be changed to allow the possession of chickens in residential neighborhoods. Currently, chickens are not permitted in residential neighborhoods. The proposed new code would allow 4 dogs and/or cats and 2 additional household pets. Pets such as rabbits, birds, mice, rats, hamsters, guinea pigs, snakes, or chinchillas. Also, a maximum of 2 hens, ducks, geese, or pigeons, or any combination thereof. It would not allow peacocks or peafowl. These proposed changes apply only to residential lots of 6,000 square feet or larger. It would not be permitted in multifamily zoned areas. The zone will require certain maintenance requirements to have these animals. There were people that spoke for and against the proposed ordinance. If the Planning Commission approves the change, it would have to go to the City Council for approval as well as have a full hearing. The Commission decided to table the item until their August 25th meeting. Yesterday evening, the Ridgecrest City Organization Committee met at 5 o'clock. Committee members Vice Mayor Acton, Councilman Mike Maurer, and Planning Commissioner Rajaratnam were there. There was a discussion of how building permits and plan reviews are accomplished. Currently, the city contracts with Kern County to provide these services. There are complaints of these applications being lost or delayed for periods of time, then finally found and then move forward. One aspect of the process is that when plans are turned in, they sit in Ridgecrest until a Thursday of every week. Then they are transferred to the county building in Tehachapi. Then they are reviewed there to see if they can review the plans there or not. If they can't review them there, then they sit until the next Tuesday. Then they are forwarded to the main office in Bakersfield. So the committee provided direction to staff to see if that can be streamlined some. The emphasis is that there should be some process that our staff can determine when plans are submitted here whether they can or cannot be reviewed in the Tehachapi office. If they can't, they should be sent directly to the Bakersfield office to save that potential 5-day loss in Tehachapi. There was also information provided concerning contracting with other agencies to provide these services. Staff is still gathering information on this option. And there was also concern as to oftentimes project inspectors have ever-changing standards. A typical residence undergoes 8 inspections during construction, and each inspection can change the requirements. This causes increased costs and delays for builders. Staff was directed to see if the county would set aside certain inspectors just for the Ridgecrest area so there would be consistency of inspections. Councilman Maurer, also a local builder, stated that all the builders desire to provide a quality construction product for the buyers, but these changing inspections need to become more standard and consistent. All these agenda items were sent back to the staff for more research and will probably come back to their next committee meeting in July. The Ridgecrest Police Department announced today that a DUI, driver's license checkpoint, and DUI saturation patrol are scheduled for this Friday, June 26, between the hours of 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. within the city of Ridgecrest. The actual location of the checkpoint is held until the actual day of the operation. The Ridgecrest Police Department considers the use of DUI, DL checkpoints and DUI saturation patrols effective in detecting and removing impaired drivers from the road. The checkpoint and saturation patrol are funded by a grant from the Office of Traffic Safety through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. If you're going to drink, do not drive. And equally important, don't get into a vehicle with a driver who has been drinking. Plan ahead and designate a non-drinking driver. Report drunk drivers. Call 911. For more information, contact Officer Lloyd at 760-499-5100. In news from the Kern County Department of Health and Human Services, they want to remind us about the Safely Surrender Baby Law. This law saves lives by responding to the increasing number of newborn infant deaths due to the abandonment in unsafe locations. This law serves to bring a safe and legal option to a mother in crisis. First, signed into law January 2001, the Safely Surrendered Baby Law became permanent January 2006. The intent of the law is to save the lives of newborn infants at risk of abandonment by encouraging parents or persons with lawful custody to safely surrender the infant within 72 hours of birth, no questions asked. The law exists so that these infants will not be harmed because the mother abandons them or fails to provide them with care, sometimes leaving them to die. To date, 48 babies have been safely surrendered in Kern County since the county began tracking those babies in 2006. 3 infants have already been safely surrendered this year. Since the law was put into place, the task of educating our Kern County residents about this law has fallen to a coalition of dedicated individuals representing a long list of departments, nonprofits, hospitals, and stakeholders. In an effort to assist in getting this important message to the people of Kern County in hopes that no baby will be abandoned in our community, KZGN joins the effort to educate our community about this important option for a woman and her baby in a crisis situation. Don't abandon your baby. Safely surrender your baby into the hands of any fire station or emergency room personnel. It's safe, legal, and no one has to know. Stay tuned for today's KZGN Talking Points editorial when we come back. Welcome back. Now it's time for the 54th KZGN News Talking Points editorial. Here's today's topic. Should the United States and other nations offer Iran high-tech reactors and other state-of-the-art equipment? But first, a couple comments about last Tuesday's editorial titled, Should the Confederate Flag Be Removed from the South Carolina State Capitol Grounds? Well, Rob wrote in, seems pretty presumptuous of you. If the people of South Carolina want the Confederate flag to fly over their capital, who are you to say otherwise? And he goes on saying, I don't know what law you are referring to that requires the U.S. flag to be the highest, but Title 36 U.S.C. actually requires flags of other nations to be flown at the same height as the U.S. flag. Flags of states, cities, or localities are allowed to be flown at the same height as the U.S. flag as provided. They are not to the right of the U.S. flag when displayed together. Well, thanks for your comments. First, the reference you are citing concerns flags of other nations. There is no nation officially recognized by the Confederate flag. Here's the rule. When the flags are flown from adjacent staffs, the flags of the United States should be hoisted first and lowered last. No such flag or pennant may be placed above the flag of the United States. Another rule states, the flag of the United States of America should be at the center and at the highest point of the group when a number of flags of states or localities or pennants of societies are grouped and displayed from staffs. So both rules apply to a display as I described in the editorial. If you look at any properly installed flagpole system, you'll find the U.S. flag on the highest pole, surrounded by flags of states or other agencies on lower poles. Since there is no country symbolized by the Confederate flag, then legally it does not have stature to fly at the same height as the Stars and Stripes. But I also want to make this real clear. I do agree with you that the people of South Carolina can and should make the decision, and also that I would not support any type of infringement of the private rights of people to display the flag at their homes or vehicles or whatever. My only point is maybe the government should only be concerned about flying official flags of the U.S., county, cities, etc. Now on to today's editorial topic. Should the United States and other nations offer Iran high-tech reactors and other state-of-the-art equipment? Well, here's the story that inspired today's editorial. Concerning continuing negotiations between the United States and Iran over the nuke program, the AP is reporting the United States and other nations negotiating a nuclear deal with Iran are ready to offer high-tech reactors and other state-of-the-art equipment to Tehran if it agrees to crimp programs that can make atomic arms, according to a confidential document obtained Tuesday by the Associated Press. With the deadline looming, Iran's top leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, on Tuesday rejected a long-term freeze on nuclear research and supported banning international inspectors from accessing their military sites. Khamenei, in comments broadcast on Iranian state television, also said Iran will sign a final deal provided all economic sanctions now on Iran are first lifted, in a sign the Islamic Republic may be toughening its stance ahead of the deadline. The 8-page draft also promises arrangements for the assured supply and removal of nuclear fuel for each reactor provided, and offers help in the construction and effective operation of the reactors and related hardware. As well, it firms up earlier tentative agreement on what to do with the underground site of Fordow, saying it will be used for isotope production instead of uranium enrichment. Washington and its allies have long insisted that the facility be repurposed away from enrichment because Fordow is dug deep into a mountain and thought resistant to airstrikes, an option neither the U.S. nor Israel has ruled out, should talks fail. But because isotope production uses the same technology as enrichment and can easily and quickly be re-engineered to enriching uranium, the compromise has been criticized by congressional opponents of the deal. Okay, so that's the news story. So let me summarize this proposal. We're offering to give Iran our latest state-of-the-art technology for uranium production and even offering to help them build the facilities. But they are still saying they will not let inspectors into their facilities and military bases to inspect for weapons development. We all know we can trust Iran, right? So we give them all the latest technology and even help them build facilities, and we get their promise to not do weapons development anywhere else in the country. Are you kidding me? Does this sound logical to anyone? How about we just hand over our missile technology and get it over with? Heck, just give them the weapons. Oh yeah, don't forget, they also want all sanctions lifted before they have to do anything covered under the agreement. This is lunacy. What sane person would hand over our latest nuclear technology to a country that is sponsoring terrorism through the world, vows to wipe Israel off the map, and supports eventually crushing the Western world? Does this sound logical to anyone? I'm sure there will be a huge spin machine to promote this one. I'm almost speechless as to how stupid this agreement would be. I bet the Israelis are going crazy with the prospect of us giving Iran our latest technology. Not to mention Russia and China probably through North Korea would give Iran all the missile technology they need to deliver the weapons. That's why Iran won't permit inspections, because while we are in one part of the country helping them build state-of-the-art nuclear facilities for peaceful use, they'll be in another part of their country building the weapons for nuclear arms. And oh, by the way, these peaceful use facilities could easily be converted into weapons use. All they would have to do is just kick us out of the country, and then again, they could do whatever they want, using our latest technology. Oh, but wait, we could also impose new sanctions. What an insane joke. This administration must really think we're stupid. This is nothing more than another delay to get what they want. There is no way we would agree to these terms. Or could our president really be considering these terms? In conclusion, I have 3 no-no-nos. No state-of-the-art technology transfer, no help in building facilities, no lifting of sanctions until they agree to full and open inspections of all facilities. The inspections have actually started, and a determination has been made there are no weapons being developed. I'm Tom Wicknick, and that's what I think. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any comments about this editorial or would like to discuss or recommend a topic, I'd like to hear from you. Please email them to info@kzgn.net. Stay tuned for weather and sports after the break. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Keith for the weather.
Thank you, Tom. The National Weather Service is forecasting a risk of severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds and large hail from northern and central plains across the Ohio Valley and into the mid-Atlantic. Temperatures across the nation: Carolinas came in at 90 degrees, Arkansas 94, Kansas 89, Colorado 81, New Mexico 84, Arizona 101, and Los Angeles 71. Now for our forecast for the IWV. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 78, southwest wind 10 miles per hour. Friday will be mostly sunny and hot with a high near 109 with calm wind 5 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 78, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday will be mostly sunny and hot with a high near 101, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 79, west-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. And on Sunday, partially sunny and hot with a high near 106. And Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 77, west wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Tune in tomorrow for our weekend forecast. We have a possibility of thunder showers next week, so stay tuned. Now back to Tom and the rest of your KZGN News.
Thanks, Keith. And now Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant Thursday afternoon to everyone. Let's start with the Dodgers. They defeated Chicago 5-2 on Wednesday. Now the Dodgers have a game lead over San Francisco in the West. Adrian Gonzalez, another home run. Justin Turner, boy, that's that guy with long hair that plays third base. Justin Turner has hit 5 home runs in his last 8 games. Had 3 RBIs yesterday in the win and is playing extremely well on both sides of the field offensively and defensively for the Dodgers. All right, the Angels. A little bit of luck yesterday. 13th inning, bottom half of, game tied at 1. The rookie Taylor Featherston comes up with a runner on second and third and hits a little shank over the second baseman's head into right field. And the Angels defeat Houston. That was a pivotal game because if the Angels would have lost that game, they'd be 6.5 games behind the Astros. As it is now, they're 4.5. The Astros go home to play the Yankees. Yankees will be in town on Monday to play the Angels next week. The Angels ready to open up Friday. 3 games against Seattle. They'll be off today. Okay, yesterday's winners, San Francisco defeated San Diego. Padres have not done very well since they fired Bud Black. The Twins win again. Washington beats Atlanta 2-1. The Nationals playing pretty good again. Cincinnati a winner. Poor Pittsburgh. They lose to the Reds. The Pirates are in a slump. They've lost 6 of 7. The Cardinals beat the Marlins. Stanton gets his 27th home run of the season. Boston wins. The A's win. They beat Texas 8-2. The A's now all of a sudden starting to play some pretty good baseball. They've won 7 of their last 8 games. And the Rangers have lost 4 games in a row now. Milwaukee wins. They beat the Mets. Boy, the Mets are reeling. They're now only 2 games over 500, and they have lost 7 games in a row. Kansas City wins. They take 2 of 3 from Seattle in Kansas City. All right, NBA draft is tonight. A lot of questions out there. Will Kevin Love stay in Cleveland? The number 2 pick goes to the Lakers. Who will they take? We'll see. The salary cap's up this year. So that means a lot of players that have the right to put themselves on free agency might just do it just to re-sign with the team they were playing on this year, as Kevin Love was. But Kevin Love will have a lot of options. We'll have to see how that's going to go. Not quite sure myself if Kevin Love would be a good fit maybe for the Lakers even. Possibly. We'll have to see what the Lakers decide to do on their first round pick. Okay, let's talk about a gal named Della Dawn. Della Dawn plays for the WNBA's Chicago Sky. She scored 45 points last night. She is the only WNBA player this season to score more than 40 in one game. She put on an absolute clinic last night. You may not get to watch the WNBA much. It's kind of obscure at times, just a little bit here and there on TV. But she was hitting stuff from the outside, the inside, you name it, she did it last night. Put on a highlight reel. All right, let's talk about the College World Series. It's over now. Virginia, the team that barely made the regional tournament, then won the super regional tournament, ends up coming back after losing game 1. They defeat Vanderbilt last night in Omaha by a score of 4-2. So, Virginia is the College World Series baseball champion for 2015. Virginia beats Vanderbilt. Last year, Vanderbilt beat Virginia in the final. And again, Virginia was a Cinderella story last year. Well, they're the Cinderella story again this year. But this time, they get to the dance before the 12 o'clock bell, and they get the golden slippers. All right, China, USA, Friday in the World Cup for women. That's the quarterfinal. USA wins. They'll have 2 more before they can get the cup. They win 3 in a row. It'll go to the USA women for the first time ever. That's your sports for this Thursday. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Coming up next, Ridgecrest Talk.